Okay, so mic check, mic check. Can you hear me now? If you can hear me now, put a one in the chat, please. Let me see if I need to do some more troubleshooting. You don't have to do this troubleshooting on the fly, but if you can hear me, put a one in the chat for me. Yeah, okay. So I see a one coming in. All right, there we go. All right, let me go ahead and pop back up on the screen. All right, I'm down here. You guys can see me. All right, so we got the sound issue fixed, I hope. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I think I was talking a lot. If you guys didn't know already, going through the first 10 minutes, I mean 5 minutes, 3 minutes or rather, but I think that a lot of people didn't even hear me when I was trying to speak about today's episode and stuff like that. But um yeah, this live today, I just wanted to do a reaction to this Edward Snowden video because he hit a lot of important points or a lot of important pieces in the shaping of the way of the world and where things are going. So I feel like a lot of people need to pay attention to the broader picture as well and not just invest into this digital asset without really knowing what they're investing in and what it looks like, what it's going to look like for the future. So I feel like this is an important episode or important opportunity to take a listen to this guy who is basically a spy to America. That's why when we play the video, you'll see this guy, he's not even visible to the public eye. He has to do these things from secret locations. So yeah, man, try to give it about the first 10 minutes, give it a few more minutes to let some people come in. I don't know if people watching the Olympics or not. I saw a couple of videos online, man, and it was a lot of outrage about what was going on, about what they were displaying on television for the entire world to watch, whether people wanted to see it or not. And a lot of people, it's like, nah, we'll pass. Like me, I'm saying I'll pass because I'm only interested in track and field anyway. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time trying to, you know, decipher and figure out why they would, put up something like that for the world to see on full display. Heard some people say that's why France is in the way that it is, in the state that it is right now anyway. So it's like a lead. They're leading to their own demise. You know what I'm saying? They're leading to their own demise. Give me a second, family. I'm trying to troubleshoot some stuff, man. All right, that's a little bit better right there for me. Salute LJ, the Southern Vegan, came in the building. Salute family. I was just doing a little bit of troubleshooting and also giving some people some more time to get in here, man. So that's what I was doing. I had to get my avatar up here the entire time because I didn't want to be, fiddling around with this stuff. I was already had to mess with the sound, and now I had to deal with the video. But I finally got it straight, and I can get into what the topic is today, which was going to do a reaction on the Edward Snowden video. I wanted people to understand and know what's going on in the broader perspective with this whole crypto thing, man. And a lot of people need to understand this and then listen to it from his perspective, and a person who worked in this cybersecurity field for a while. He understands and knows what is to come, and people, unfortunately and fortunately, will get an opportunity to find out, see what's up, etc. So we're excuse me, going to take a look at that in just a second. And so I'm glad you was able to make it here, family, so you won't miss that. All right. Just a moment, then I'll pull up the Edward Snowden video so we won't waste no time. But I hope y'all been having a good Sunday, man, and stuff like that. I know some people is like I was saying earlier, putting their energy into watching the Olympics. I'm gonna peel back until the track and field portion start. It's pretty much all I'm gonna watch. Because it has now been made a mockery of, meaning the Olympic Games. It's been made a mockery of. So therefore, I only will support the track and field, and just by watching, and that's it. But anyhow, let's go ahead and jump right into the subject of the day, which is the Edward Snowden reaction. And let's listen in close to what this guy has to say, man, because he definitely gives a perspective like none other. All right, so let's go ahead and present. Actually, yeah, y'all need to see all of it, to be honest with you. So he gonna give a little introduction. I'm gonna skip through some of this stuff, but I'm eager gives an introduction here. I want you to listen because he kind of builds up to what he is going to eventually discuss and what I want to have a discussion about.
Hello, everybody. It's good to be with you. This is an amazing crowd. All right, everybody. I can't hear you, so I'm just going to plow right in. I want to say, first off, it's a pleasure to be with you. I spoke recently at the Bitcoin conference in Amsterdam, and the things we talked about were very different. It's remarkable what a difference we see in just 9 months. The last time the topic was really about how the game is rigged, but we can't leave. And in fact, it feels like it's too good to leave. We put up with the abuse. We know they're breaking the rules, not because we love it, but because we haven't ever had an alternative. And what's amazing is that we're starting to make our own. One of the core things that came up 9 months ago was Gary Gensler, Gary Gensler, Gary Gensler. Everybody was hanging on his words. And I had to remind everybody that Gary Gensler is not Daddy Bitcoin. And now it's much easier to make that argument because we see that, in fact, Bitcoin is Daddy Gensler. We are winning, ladies and gentlemen. But we haven't won. And so we have to make sure that we don't get cocky. And I think, unfortunately, that's about the end of the fun part of this talk. But I think this year, plenty of people will be talking about the happy stuff. So you won't need me for that. I noticed that we have a lot more political representation this year, which is a wonderful, remarkable thing. We've reached the fight, the stage of the fight where, they go, oh, then they fight us. But it's actually, then they try to get us to love them. And what I want to say on that briefly, because I don't want to make this talk about all the politics there, is cast a vote, but don't join a cult. They are not our tribe. They are not your personality. They have their own interests, their own values, their own things they're chasing. Try to get.
So right here, family, he's making an introduction into, the state of the things in the world right now or in the financial industry. And why I stopped it right here, basically because I don't want to get no copyright strike. And also, like I said, this is a reaction to what he's talking about. And a lot of the things that he just brought up in this introduction, about voting to don't vote, he basically saying right there with that last phrase is to vote your interests. Okay, vote your interests. If you didn't know, Donald Trump actually spoke. He had a keynote address speech at this conference as well. I'm going to also talk about what he said specifically in regards to Bitcoin, but I'll do that on another live. But for the most part, he didn't really speak on anything except for making the people that's Bitcoiners or in the crypto more excited about him being a pro crypto president. So anyway, what Snowden is saying right here is to vote your interests. Don't vote to join in a cult. You know what I mean? Because you don't really have a qualified candidate for to take on the Oval Office and all of the things that needs to be done according to American society and what they want to see. You know, um, I don't necessarily believe in everything that's going on over there right now, but it's still important to know what's going on over there. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why I decided to do reaction to what he was talking about, because I don't think people actually see the bigger picture here with Bitcoin. And the one thing that you're going to find out is our privacy. Okay, our privacy is at stake here. Everything, total control, all of those things are at stake. So this is why this message from him is important, and I think people should really pay attention to what he's talking about. So let's go back to here. Let's finish the introduction.
What you need from them, but don't give yourself to them, even if you have to vote for them. Instead, what I want to do is set this frame a little different for this conversation. I want you to reflect on where we are, how we got here, and where we're headed. There's a passage from a book that I think for this crowd really resonates. It says, for in every country of the world, I believe, the avarice and injustice of princes and sovereign states, abusing the confidence of their subjects, have by degrees diminished the real quantity of metal value which had been originally contained in their coins. Adam Smith, Wealth of Nations, written in the year 1776. We're not playing games with metals anymore. But if you look around, you can see that the problems from that kind of thinking are springing up everywhere. They're reaching us. They're choking us. And you see this in the internet as well. What is it that's wrong with the internet? The thing that's wrong with the internet is what's wrong with the world, because more and more they're one and the same. A system has been constructed around us, not just through administrations, but through
And us travel guys, what he just described is the matrix. What we say, get out the matrix. What Edward Snowden just literally described right here was the matrix. He said, what is the internet? They build a system around us, you know, that everybody is basically dependent upon, right? So let's take for an example 2 weeks ago when when that CrowdStrike outage happened. All right, they gave you some information to, you know, keep your fears at bay, but you know, people who think outside of the box, they know what really went on. You know what I mean? I won't go into that because this is not a conspiracy theory channel, but the thing about it is that there is more to the story. Understand? So you see how the world was disrupted just um by one computer mess up or one computer glitch, quote unquote. You see how the world just slowed down. It stopped right in the middle of everything on a Friday on the weekend, you know, leaving people stranded at airlines, you know, people some people unable to access money, you know, all of these things, right? And this is what he just described, you know, a system that was constructed around you digitally. So if they constructed a digital society around you, family, then why wouldn't the financial aspect of that digital society come into play? And this is where crypto comes in, right? And crypto, let me tell you, if I hadn't told you before already, crypto is a bridge. Crypto is a bridge to ultimately what CBDC is. Because in the reality of it is you're not gonna stop it. It's not gonna be stopped. That's the reality. That's why you have companies like Ripple, you know, working with different countries around the world to develop or be a part of the development of that system to be able to control what you're getting ready to hear Mr. Snowden talk about in some of these snippets we get to. You'll see what he's talking about in the way of privacy. And that's why it's a bridge that's gonna go there. If you ever watch the movie The Matrix, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. Or if you are in the military and you have in your intellectual property aptitude is high enough, or you're vibrating at a high enough frequency to be able to understand the things that's going on around you, then you'll really understand, you know, what's taking place in the financial industry on a digital foundational scale. Understand? So let's take a look further at what Mr. Snowden was talking about in his keynote.
Generations that is fundamentally unfair. What do I mean by that? Look at the economy, right? There's an increasing concentration of resources into fewer and fewer hands. So it is now even with the human voice. Winner take all is the model that's apparent on platforms as far as the eye can see. Whether you're talking about broadcast media, whether you're talking about legacy media, whether you're talking about newspapers, whether you're talking about social media, uh, minority opinions are increasingly made to survive at the indulgence of the censor. You know, they're clinging to the edge of the platform by their fingernails. You see truckers in Canada that are getting debanked, and you see students at Columbia are getting de-hired for the things that they express. Now, we don't have to agree with them. We shouldn't necessarily agree with them, but they should have the ability to argue. They should have the ability to persuade. They should have the ability to dissent. They should have the ability, frankly, to disrupt. That's the thing that makes us progress, right? Is the disagreement. If we accept that the system that we inherited is the best that it can possibly be, it shouldn't change, it shouldn't be contested. What we're saying is that we've gone far enough. This point in history is the best, you know, and it's not. We know it's not. Life is still difficult despite the many privileges, despite the many technologies that have blessed us. But somebody made those things happen. Every good thing that you enjoy is the product of someone's labor, the product of someone's effort, the product of someone's ingenuity, the hours of their lives being gifted to us, to the common species. And the system that has been built around us is designed to extract as much of that as possible and return that to the hands of those princes. You'll notice none of the things that I mentioned are, you know, deeply technical in nature. It's all very broad.
Did y'all catch that? What he just said? Did y'all catch what he just said? The system that has been built around you is designed to capture basically that metadata all of the time that you spend on the internet, all of the time that you filling out all of these different forms on the internet to see where you shop, places that you like to look at online, things that you frequent, different subject area topics, and stuff like this, metadata. That's what he just talking about. This internet that was structured, this world that was constructed around you. That's exactly what he's talking about right here. So um pay attention closely to how he words a lot of what he's saying, but you can understand what he's talking about if you think about it from an outside the box perspective. You can't look at it from like, man, this will never happen, or oh, that's 20 years in the future type of thing from now. Nah, and none of this stuff is no 20 years down the future, and it's happening right in front of your face. So pay attention to what he's saying, his wordsmanship, right? So that way you get a deeper understanding of the future that's headed for you.
And general audience. But the thing that I want to warn you about tonight is that I fear that that is about to change. Our lives have been increasingly intermediated by screens, by panes of glass, right? You are watching this either live on stage because you registered through a smartphone, through a laptop, right? Nobody went and sort of bought a ticket at the counter anymore. That's not how the world works these days. But in order to even set that computer up, to turn it on, to log in, to set up your account, to pull the smartphone out of the box, charge it, open it up, connect it to your Wi-Fi access point, you have to click OK to continue. You have to agree to somebody else's terms of service. You are made to pass through gates of permission that are owned and controlled by others that do not answer, frankly, to anybody. You see Facebook, you see Google, you see how they've been abusing the trust of everyone in every country, right? You see the EU tries to get a handle on them. They're completely ignored. There was the GDPR, right? General Data Protection Regime or regulation that was supposed to fix all of these problems. And it didn't work. They say, oh, we'll fine you, 4% of global revenue or whatever if you break the rules. That hasn't happened. And it's been years and years and years. Whether we're talking about governments, whether we're talking about corporations, we're talking about the same thing. We're talking about the systemization of technologies that are designed to order our lives to the benefit of the institutions. They are trying to organize us to benefit them.
So this section of the video, I want you to pay very, very close attention to. I'm gonna let this play about halfway through. Let's see, seven, and it goes about 3 minutes. So I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna stop it again at a minute and a half through to see if you guys are picking up what he's putting down right here. Okay, pay attention to what he says. Okay, because this is going to be one of the most important parts of this video to help you understand what to look for in the future, especially in regards to your investments in crypto. All right. The one thing, if you haven't picked up a notice, that he is talking about privacy. Okay. Privacy is going to be one of those narratives that's going to pick up very much heavy steam as the world is converted to a more digitized society. The last thing that you have to do in order to create the digital society is the financial. They've already pretty much digitized social. That's why you have social media. You understand? And then people don't they go to service worship online now, and then they're trying to basically bring all of them together and worship under one roof. you know that's already been digitized. The last thing that you have to do in order to be able to bring the society under total control is bring um the monetary system or the financial system into that same pot. So, you know, what we doing right here is learning and listening to everything that this guy is telling you. This guy still lives in secrecy. He's still, he's an enemy of the state of the United States because of what he did years ago, right? But look at him now. You know what I'm saying? He's still helping. He'll make appearance here too. There, people will check him out, but nobody knows where he is. He has to live the rest of his life this way. You know, I respect him. You know what I mean? Because he did what a lot of people wouldn't do or is not willing to do, just to be able to make people like you and me understand what's going on around us. Why wouldn't you want to know this level of knowledge that he putting out there for like what he just described as the internet, this systematic fence that's been made around you to be able to, control you basically at the end of the day. That's why you have a central bank digital currency that's not cryptocurrency. Okay. Don't get it twisted. Central bank digital currencies are not cryptocurrencies. You know, that's why I have a love-hate relationship with XRP, because XRP is both, so to speak. You know, but anyhow, that's another subject. But I'm gonna play now. Well, like I said, I'm gonna stop it halfway through. I want you to listen to what he is saying here. Okay, pay close attention to what he's saying in this section.
In some cases, we want this. We want to be able to cooperate. We want to be able to collaborate. We need to be able to work together, right? But we have to agree to this in some way. We should need to. And it's not like click OK to continue or say no and use the phone my way, right? It's click OK to continue, or you can't use your iPhone. You can't use your Android phone. It doesn't matter whether Samsung makes it, whether Google makes it, whether Apple makes it. You play by their rules or you don't play at all. And that should be changing. We'll get to it a little bit later, where we are making great strides in the context of money, which is why suddenly we see a lot of political interest in these audiences. They understand that there is a new center of power that is rising. But there is a new field of vulnerability that applies to all of us, including all of these luminaries that will be speaking on stage here. And that is artificial intelligence, right? I am not one of the guys that goes on the internet and is like, oh, AI safety, the robots are going to kill us. You need to worry about this. I say, in fact, I want all of them to dump all of these models out on the internet where we can all use these. OpenAI, which is not open at all and is a very closed model company that wants to benefit themselves at your expense. They want to train on your data, but benefit themselves.
Now, this is halfway through what he's talking about right here. And you guys know that I'm big on artificial intelligence, or at least investing in it, because I know that that's where everything is going. And the only way that you're going to be able to survive, or take some of the brunt off or the pressure off, when things really actually change in society due to these different technologies, is to be invested in it or know how to work it. And a lot of people don't have the mental aptitude to be able to learn how to work it, especially the older you get. Okay. If everybody was able to be in technology, more people would be, they would not be looking for people to come jump in. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not easy, but it can be done. So, but the other part of this scenario is that they're talking about a society that they are actively building around you right now. Right now. And I'm telling you, pay attention to what he's talking about in the way of privacy. That's what this is all about. Privacy is slowly being taken away from you, slowly being taken away. And crypto is the last help, to be honest. So let's continue on and listening, because I got a couple of other sections that I really want you guys to listen to and pay attention, because I won't bore you with the entire 30-minute speech reaction, because I know a lot of people don't even have that attention span when it comes to this, something serious like this. But you need to know, because you're invested in crypto.
And they don't want you to have access under the covers. They don't want you to be able to pull down the models, distill it, get one you can run at home, put it on your phone, do whatever you want with it. They want you to have to go back to their watering hole, pay them rents, and to access all of this only through their ways, even if you did have the ability, technologically, hardware, to run this at home. The good news is it is becoming easier and easier to get this stuff in public hands, to run this on home machines. And I'm not just speaking rhetoric here. I've spent the last year using these models myself at home. You can do this too. Open source models, whether we're talking about diffusion models for generative imaging, right? Sort of what you think of like the Mid-Journey, the nice web interfaces. You can do that at home. It's 100% free as long as you've got the hardware to run it. And it's getting easier and easier to do this. Whether we're talking about large language models, Facebook, which again I've been throwing invective at for the beginning half of the talk, has actually been a force for good in this space. Not because they love you or they love us or they love me or anything like that, But because they're afraid their competitors, like OpenAI that I mentioned, are going to build a structure around them, ring fence them in a little plot that they can then tax forever. And Facebook doesn't want to end up there, right? So they go, well, what we'll do is we'll develop the tools and give them to everyone else so a monopoly can't form and be used against us. Self-interest more so than altruism, but I still applaud it, right? And I'm no fan of Mark Zuckerberg, but he's done wonderful things here. I hope he continues. I know it won't last forever, but for the moment, while it does, I'll welcome the help that we can get there.
All right. So now you understand, what he was talking about in this section, systemization of technologies. Now this right here is talking about, building the structure. It's talk about tax. We're gonna skip this section because you have to be a person that's really into this to want to, dive that deep into this. But right here, okay, this section right here, this 3 minute section right here, not even, it's a 2 minute section. I'm gonna let this entire 2 minute section play right here where it says metadata as activity records. This is what I was talking about as far as privacy is concerned. Okay. You need to know, or you need to understand why crypto is important. What are you going to do in the future about your privacy when you're transacting in crypto? Because you want to essentially, I guess I'll say it like this: you want to be able to walk all the way to the ledge and let everybody else jump, and you wait. You know what I'm saying? So you got to protect yourself with, I don't know, rope, parachute, whatever the case. I'm just trying to give you a figurative uh view about what you have to do in order to protect yourself. Yeah, this program right here is on a deeper level, much deeper than I would be willing to go with most of the people who watch my channel since you're coming into crypto. But none of you, especially if you're an adult, should be oblivious to how society and how the world has changed due to technology. So we're gonna skip to this metadata activity portion, and I'm gonna let that run until the finish. And I need y'all to pay really, really close attention to this because this is one of the most important sections of this video.
This didn't impact the Fourth Amendment at all because it's not a search, because it's not reading your messages themselves. It's simply tracking the flow of messages. We called this kind of information metadata, right? And that metadata padded out what was your pattern of life. Metadata can be plainly described as activity records. It's the same kind of thing that a private investigator would get if they just followed you around all day. They don't sit behind you at the cafe and hear everything you say because you would wonder, who is this dude following me? But they sit outside in a car on the street. They see that you go in the cafe at this time. They see that you sit at a table with this other person. They send a guy to go, who is that person? What's his license plate? Who is he? They know that you met. They get the affiliation. They see you go to work. They see you go to the store afterwards. They don't see every item that you bought, but they see where you shop. And as you pad these things out more and more, you get a more and more complete picture of an entire human life without ever having to go, oh, we need a warrant for this. What held that back? Well, cost. You needed a human analyst to go and sift through this. The metadata could be collected automatically by ingesting the world's internet communications through these machines, right? But somebody still had to put their cup in the big bucket, pull it out, and lay it out on their desk and make sense of it. Machine learning models are going to change this. In my opinion, this is already being done. We simply don't have evidence of it yet. It's going to be testing, it's going to be development. We don't know how it's being applied, when it's going to be truly operational, but it is fantasy to imagine that they're not doing this. And there is zero regulation that I am aware of in the United States to prevent this. Nobody is thinking about what these agencies are doing. And we're not just talking about the NSA here. We're not just talking about the FBI. We're talking about the IRS, right? And it's not just the United States. It's every country. You may go, oh, I love the United States government doing this. I hope they spy on me as much as possible. Well, what about China? What about Russia? What about North Korea? What about Iran? What about every little government that you don't like, that you don't agree with, right? And suddenly they can have every life of every person, every day, at every moment, on a live feed, being interpreted at machine speed. And then you start feeding those inferences into a decision-making process. This is the
Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch what he just said? They gonna be able to watch every single thing you do, even basically predict what you're going to do next with all of this metadata that we are basically freely giving away when we sign these terms and conditions that we don't never really read or anything like that, right? This is how these people are capitalizing using artificial intelligence to be able to ultimately try to gain control, and your privacy is slowly being taken away from you. All right, this is the bigger picture. Meanwhile, we got people walking around here, you know what I'm saying, arguing over, who the best rapper is, or you got those same rappers killing each other, unaliving each other and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And Quintessential right here says Snowden risks everything to make this truth known to the world. Yeah, man, I was saying that already. The fact that he gotta when he does his speeches and his talks, he have to be like this. He got to do it from a virtual situation because he's an enemy of the state of the United States of America. He's an enemy, even though that's where he's from. But because of what he did, years ago to leak out the truth with them documents, now he's in exile, hiding somewhere in a non-extraditable country. And like I said earlier, I respect the man. So when he do have videos, content that I can consume, then I try to listen to him because he always bring you something or a perspective to think about. And I'm a person that thinks in the future largely, so I don't want to be caught in a situation if I can have control over it to where I can't make it better or soften the blow. Man, Jermon says the Minority Report told us to get down years ago. Yeah, that, like I was saying, the Matrix, that was another. Do y'all remember the movie The Manchurian Candidate? Y'all remember The Manchurian Candidate? That was the last administration, wasn't okay? It could be lined up as, or this administration can be that. The Manchurian Candidate. Look up that movie. You know what I mean? I'm sure somebody in here know about it or seen it. But all of these things that they put out here in cinema, those are basically precursors or things to let you know that what's coming, things that's coming. You understand what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. Let me let y'all listen to the last little bit of this of this section, and then we're going to go touch another section. Again, y'all looking at this video from the perspective of, are they really trying to take my privacy away? What can I do in order to be able to not have that happen to me in a large scale, like generally, right? What can I do? Because there's ways for you to be able to protect yourself and be able to hide online and do your business, and stuff like that. And in the way of crypto transactions right now, what I'm doing is trying to figure out a way to obfuscate my activity so it can't point directly back to me, just because I want to be able to do that and I want to be able to protect myself. One day, what if I want to move $5 million without them knowing, or trying to intercept my money movement or my money transactions? Why would I want to, what I'm saying, reveal that to some government entity that I custody and hold my own crypto? I don't need the government telling me how to move and what to do with a digital asset that I own. You know what I'm saying? So this is what he's talking about right now. And I want y'all to understand that. I keep bringing that up. That's why I'm doing a reaction to this, because this is very, very important. This is probably him and Michael Saylor. They probably have the um most two important pieces that you should listen to from the Bitcoin Summit. And I'm gonna break down Michael Saylor too, because you need to hear it from his perspective too. And then I'm gonna just show y'all a little bit of Trump, because I don't want people to think I'm endorsing anybody, because I don't vote. So I'm sorry, I don't. I spend a large part of my time outside of the United States, so there's no reason for me to be even get involved in that, except for I want Trump to win because I got this meme token, the Trump meme token. I need him to win for that, so I can get me some thousands of dollars out of that. You know what I'm saying? But let's finish up this clip right here, what Snowden was talking about with this metadata. Yeah. So I guess it got to catch up or whatever with all the bandwidth movement. because I'm not hardwired in today. So that's probably about why it's moving slow. But see, this is technology. This is technology. So let's see what I can do. There we go.
Those inferences into a decision-making process. This is the reason that I bring up the protesters at Columbia University, protesters in Canada, right? It doesn't matter whether you're liberal, it doesn't matter whether you're conservative. If you stick out, if you stand out, you're going to become non-normative, or rather anomalous. What I am afraid is likely to happen quite quickly, right? Probably not this year. Within 3 years, it'll begin being done. I think at some scale, within 5 to 10 years, it'll be done absolutely regularly, routinely. Is that they're going to take all of the transaction information that they can get. And this is going to start with big banks going on their own personal data sets. It's going to flow from there to people going, oh, where can we get this information publicly? Well, the Bitcoin blockchain is available for anyone for free at any time, right? And how do you train these models? You need learning sets. You need training data. You need data sets. So they're going to pull everything they can. They're going to feed it through these things. And they're going to try to teach them originally, I think this is going to be the easiest thing, what does a normal transaction look like? What do 95% look like? And then they're just going to go, what is anomalous? What is strange? What is unusual? What doesn't quite fit? And then they're going to go from that's a 5% probability down to 3% probability, then try to get it smaller and smaller and smaller until they can just basically have people that are getting reports spit out on their desk, little, chat messages to their terminal, basically. They're saying, this just happened, this just happened, this just happened. Do you want to continue? And that banking officer is going to get a click OK to continue on your life, on your ability to transact, on your ability to trade. It's not just going to be Bitcoin. It's going to be Visa. It's going to be MasterCard. It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be PayPal, right? Whether you're subscribing to an OnlyFans account or something like that, which, is a very common thing, but something that a lot of people aren't going to admit to. They're not going to be proud of, right? That's going to start making these institutions go, oh, do we want to continue our business association with these people? Is there a brand risk, on stage here? And
So did y'all catch that part right there? Did y'all catch that part? He just said that through them being able to view your data on the blockchain, because the blockchain is an open public ledger. You literally can. I can pull up one right now. Etherscan. You can. This is one of the and blockchain.com. You can go there right now and you can look up all the crypto transactions from everywhere. You know what I mean? They all have a wallet address where it came from, where it was sent to, how much, all of that. You just don't have any names or anything right there, right? So if you have a situation where large governments or banks are, wanting to pay attention to all this data, and it's in an open public forum, and then tying all of this in, getting that metadata to go to those data sets for each person that it is on the planet, right? To be able to track what you're doing, send you ads to go do this, or whatever the case may be, right? So you got all of this stuff in play, and the bank sees, hey, so this guy's over here, he's into some funny business over here. Why would we want to give him a business loan over here when we see that he's going to go over here and he's going to buy a prescription to this, and we don't want to be associated with that because our business does not cater to that person or those people, blah blah blah, right? So you have a lot of these guys that call themselves OnlyFans. That's why he said OnlyFans account. You got to catch what he was saying, right? He used that as an example of why the businesses would not want to continue a relationship with you on a financial level or give you any type of help on a financial level, because they don't want to be associated with certain industries. You understand what I'm saying? That's why he used it jokingly, but he was also serious at the same time. That's why I say you gotta be able to pick up what this guy putting down, man. He a smart man, man. You know what I mean? That's why I listen to a lot of what he got to say. You know what I mean? Because it only makes sense. And he's telling you from a warning perspective. From a warning perspective, he don't want you to get caught with your pants down. And it's important that when people have, when they go out of their way, well, this like Quintessential said earlier, he put everything on the line. You know what I mean? To make sure people understand the truth of the world that you living in today, right? That's what I kind of do on my channel, but I'm doing it from a financial uplift perspective because my people are always the last to get the information, right? And we don't want to be that. Not in this day and age when you got total control over how your story can go. You understand what I'm saying? In some instances, and you gotta have, be smart. You gotta have a plan, right? Told y'all yesterday, proper pre-planning prevents piss poor performance. You gotta have a plan, man. You know what I mean? So how you gonna be able to develop a plan when you don't even know what's going on around you? Again, I'm gonna say that. How you gonna be able to develop a plan if you don't even know what's going on around you? Right? You have to see the larger picture in everything. Everything. You have to see the larger picture. Okay. So these people are not bringing in or ushering in this new digital asset class for no reason. Okay. You think NFTs and the metaverse is irrelevant? I told y'all on a few lives ago, I tried to show y'all then how that was not, it's that the metaverse is relevant. Hell, Elon Musk, he created the company Neuralink. He created Neuralink. That's directly metaverse connected. Watch what I tell you. Sometimes in the future, you're gonna see it, and they're gonna link together, and they're gonna be trying to upload consciousness to the real matrix, the digitized matrix, fam. So listen closely to what this guy's talking about. We don't have many more sections to go. We right here in the vulnerability, the potential risk, and the vulnerability. You know what I mean? After that, we don't have to listen. I'm not gonna make y'all listen to that part. Y'all gonna have to go check that out on your own. This, if you listen to it in its entirety, is only 30 minutes long. All right, it's only 30 minutes long. I have to do what I'm doing because I'm reacting to what's going on. So it's like, ah, here we go. Here's this troll again. Here's the troll again. Why do y'all worship this dude that put my brothers in arms in danger, dude? Man, obviously it looked like you just came in on this live, bro. I don't worship nobody. I don't worship nobody. The only person that I worship is the Most High Yahweh Yahshua God. That's it. That's who get the worship from me. Outside of that, if anybody else came close, it would be my wife. The jam, man. I told you, dog. I told you yesterday I'm untrollable, man. You can't come on here and troll me, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even been in here that long. You know what I mean? You just came on here. You probably saw my thumbnail and talking about some worshiping. I ain't said nothing worshiping. I said, listen to what this dude says because he tells the truth. This dude's been living in exile since he exposed America for what it was way back years ago. And he's been living in exile ever since. And he put his life on the line to help people like you. And you talking about some worship. I don't worship nobody except the Most High Yahshua Yahweh God. That's it. So get it right. Coming over here with that mess. Watch Altered Carbon series on Netflix. All right. I'll try to. I'm not a big TV person. I'm not a big TV person, but I'll try to watch it. I know because you be sending me some stuff. You know what I'm saying? You be sending me some stuff. Man, I ain't worried about him being no distraction. You know what I'm saying? See, he wants somebody to go back and forth with him, but what he don't realize is I'm that person. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna make him feel stupid with every comment. Anybody who puts my brothers in arms is in danger. Okay, what would be any different from your family member doing that? You know what I mean? What would be any different from if you was in the military, one of the people that's chickening out and they don't want to have your back? What would be the difference of that? Huh? Know what I'm saying? What would be the difference of you walking in the dang on grocery store somewhere and wherever the fuck you at in America? You know what I'm saying? If you even in America, wherever you at, where there could be clear and present danger, you know what I mean? That's in arm's way. You know what I mean? You talking about a dude putting you in potentially anybody could come in. like they show you the mass stuff, the mass murder that be happening all the time over there in America. If they walking in the store with AKs and whatever it is they got and blowing up all those people that was in there doing whatever they was doing, minding their own business, that is in harm's way. They didn't think that they was gonna get up and go to the grocery store and end up not making it home later on after that. You know what I'm saying? So come on, dog. You know what I mean? You coming in here with all that bad energy, bruh. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is that you don't really know me. You know what I'm saying? You looking for a dude to troll. You can't troll me, man. You know what I'm saying? I keep telling you that. I'm gonna make you feel bad. And then after a while, I'm gonna tell my moderators to get like pit bulls on you, and you ain't gonna be able to come in no more, man. All you gotta do is come in with the good energy. I ain't doing nothing but trying to teach people and uplift. You know what I mean? That's it. You know, and you come in here with that nonsense and BS. Come on, man. You know. But anyway, let me finish letting y'all get to these last two spots right here on this video.
I think we really need to think about how do we secure the transactions on the Bitcoin network moving forward. I have said this for 10 years. I have been ignored for 10 years. Well, we're running out of runway. And again, right now, every time you're on this network, and I love this network, I've used it many times, you are going to be adding to the data set. Even if they don't identify you because you're the, whatever mystic cyber ninja that knows how to protect yourself, who is the counterparty that you're trading with? Are you sending it to your buddy? Are they doxxed, right? Are you sending it to a business that you're paying? Are they doxxed? And larger and larger parts of this transaction mesh of this network, as they get identified, the space for everyone else to have any kind of private interaction diminishes. Now, you might go, well, these big businesses, Visa, MasterCard, like, yeah, they have the transaction history for everybody, everywhere, all the time. And you don't know what they're using it for, but they're not screwing you, right? Well, AT&T, it was revealed this year, lost all of their subscribers' information, or an enormous subscribers' information for a block of time. I think it was something like 6 months. Where all of your text messages, all of your phone calls, all of the things that went through their routing network, including some cell site location information, which means which cell phone tower you were connected to, were stolen by hackers. They haven't said who they are. As far as I know, they may not have been identified yet. Maybe they'll never be identified. We don't know whether it's state-sponsored or whatever. Maybe there's been ongoing reporting since then that's revealed it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure somebody will be out there to tweet about it. But the bottom line is this, right? These enormous data sets are a liability. We know they cannot protect them. You cannot control them. And they can have enormous influence over our lives. All of these people who are coming up on stage and saying these wonderful things about how much they love Bitcoin, how much they love you, they're going to do all these wonderful things to make something better. The United States is the only advanced democracy on the planet that I am aware of that does not have a basic privacy law.
Y'all heard that? You heard what he just said? The United States of America is the only first world country or advanced societal country that doesn't have a basic privacy law. The only one that doesn't have a basic privacy law. Okay? How is that? Why is that? Huh? Why is that? You know, you got to question, what are they trying to do ultimately? You know what I'm saying? What ultimately are they trying to do if America is the only advanced society country-wise that doesn't have a basic privacy law, right? Another reason to get out the matrix. Yes, sir. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. Yeah, Jamon, I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. You know what? I don't want to. I'm gonna give y'all maybe 3 more minutes of this. 3 more minutes of this, so y'all can try to put. I suggest that some of you go and check this out on your own, because I know all of you not. Some of you need to check this out in its entirety. Listen through it 30 minutes straight through. If you're a trucker, if you like listen to podcasts on the way home or something like that, this is a this is one of the sections of the Bitcoin conference that you really want to listen to. I told you I'm doing a reaction to this and Michael Saylor. I believe those are the two most important ones who spoke at the Bitcoin conference. Michael Saylor and this guy right here, Edward Snowden. You want to hear what they have to say. You really want to hear what they have to say. My man Bravo 1075 says they want to program us. It's all been scripted. That is a fact. It's all been scripted. You know what I'm saying? It's all been scripted. You know, and yeah, I agree with you, Bravo 1075. You know what I mean? They can't program people who can't be programmed, right? The only way that you can't be programmed is if you know and you have to have that knowledge. You know, if you don't have the knowledge, then you're part of the sheeple. You'll be walking blind to the slaughter, right? GDPR, gross domestic product. Is that what you're referring to? And I'm not sure I follow what the comment is, what you were saying. V for Vendetta, time's up on us. Yes, sir. Quintessential it is. It's definitely up on us for sure. Let's listen to this last little 3 minute section right here. What he have to say, because this is the other most important piece, in my opinion, of the 30 minutes. There was 3 sections, 4 sections in here that I wanted you guys to listen to of importance.
Yet maybe they'll never be identified. We don't know whether it's state sponsored or whatever. Maybe there's been ongoing reporting since then that's revealed it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure somebody will be out there to tweet about it. But the bottom line is this, right? These enormous data sets are a liability. We know they cannot protect them. You cannot control them. And they can have enormous influence over our lives. All of these people who are coming up on stage and saying these wonderful things about how much they love Bitcoin, how much they love you, how they're going to do all these wonderful things to make something better. The United States is the only advanced democracy on the planet that I am aware of that does not have a basic privacy law. We have the Fourth Amendment, right? That only binds the federal government. That doesn't do diddly squat to protect you against corporations. And the government, for 90% of their work, probably 95% of their work in intelligence nowadays, they simply go to corporations and ask them for information. It's end run around the Constitution. And we have been able to suffer this, right? Again, the game is too good to leave. Not because we love it, but because we haven't had a choice. Well, we're running out of time to fix this, and the consequences of ignoring it are about to get a whole lot worse. Nobody sees them. This is not Terminator, right? This is not Skynet. This is not robots descending from the sky to drag you out of your home. That might come someday, but that's a long way off. We're talking about things that are much more banal, but much easier to do. We talk about that concentration of power. These politicians, right? A lot of them probably don't love that they have to come up on this stage and give a dog and pony show to dance for the crowd that is suddenly much more powerful. Well, the people that they have always been answerable to are about to get a much tighter hold on the leash, not just of them, but of everyone. So I want to zoom back out because we've only got a limited time this evening and say, look, the reason that the internet feels broken is because it is reflecting a broken world. It's reflecting the consequences of all of these winner-take-all dynamics. It is reflecting the boundless ambition of these generations of princes. And it has left us with an unfair system, which means an unstable system. Why do I think all of this AI stuff is likely? Well, the reason is that unfair systems produce dissatisfaction and therefore are hard to maintain. Well, the people who want to maintain them are those who benefit the most from them. In the current disequilibrium, they're the ones who have the most resources. They have the ability to influence the status quo the most. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to keep the top spinning for as long as possible without letting it fall over and someone having to write it in a new stage, right? Instead of staying in the same game, even if it's good, we don't want to leave it. We start a new round, right? We start a new game with new rules.
All right, family. So I just gave you a little couple of seconds going into this one, and you can see what he's talking about right here, the changing dynamics of the economy and the politics, right? So these last 2 sections, y'all can go take a listen to these to that in your leisure, while you're doing something. If you at work and can listen to headphones and all of that stuff like that. So I challenge you to go do just that. So that way you can understand in totality what this guy Edward Snowden is trying to tell you about your future, right? So there's it's very very important for you to be able to stay informed on what's going on around you and be able to capitalize on those situations. This crypto thing, the change in what we see in the way that the financial system is going to occur, is happening literally right now. All right, we really only got about 45 to 60 days remaining, us as investors, hodlers, to be able to set ourselves up in these crypto projects to be able to reap the reward of our investment. You heard what he just said right before I finished talking about Snowden, when he said that he said it real fast and subtle. The reason why that I think that all this artificial intelligence is possible. That's what he said. The reason that I think all of this artificial intelligence is very possible, basically hinting at it's going to happen. All right. That one phrase alone right there should tell you one of the sectors that you should be putting your money in crypto. Artificial intelligence. I've been telling y'all guys this for a very, very long time. Very long time. A lot of artificial intelligence is going to be one of those areas to where you can be able to create this generational wealth, soften the blow a little bit, and be on the top portion of society as opposed to being in the bottom portion and standing in soup lines. Because that's what it's going to come down to, whether y'all want to believe it or not. People going to be standing in soup lines like 1929. Watch. And then the other reason why, for a person like me, I live in a different society and culture from what I grew up. And most of y'all know I live in Colombia, man. You know what I'm saying? These people down here in this country, they already used to living in third world conditions, or can adapt to living in third world conditions because they've been there for so long already. Colombia is considered a developing country. All right. A developing country. If you was on my live yesterday, I showed you my skyline out there in my patio. I showed y'all that. So you saw development. So, but a lot of people in America, it's not going to be ready for no third world like situation. That's why it's going to come down to civil war. Civil war is going to happen over there. People don't want to talk about that. They really don't want to talk about that. And this is something, in my opinion, that needs to be discussed, because you have to prepare, especially if you're the person in your family, right, that everybody looks to when it's a crisis that's going to occur, right? Then you have to be prepared. And part of that preparation is for you to gain the knowledge. Let me pause right here for a second, family, and share with you guys the link, to what y'all seeing on the screen right now. As far as the moving your 401k or parts of your 401k over to, I Trust Capital, self custody IRA, to where you can definitely manage your assets, crypto and precious metals. You can see, buy and sell crypto, gold and silver with your IRA. The link is in the description also of this video, and you can grab the link right here out of the chat right here. I think that is very, very imperative that some of you guys consider moving a portion of your crypto out of that 401k plan. You see where it says transfer your existing IRA or start a new one. Roll over your 401k, TSP, 403B, 457, and more. You have to read through all of the terms and conditions, in order to be able to see if it's beneficial for you. But I really feel like anybody that's walking around with a 401k, this is beneficial to you. You see all the big names it's been featured in and stuff like that. I actually have an account myself, so that's why you see the referral link that I just dropped in the chat. You know what I mean? My brother says I have an RA and I will be checking this out. Yeah, man, this is, grab my link, man. Trust me. You know what I mean? Grab my link. Because if you got a 401k, right? If you got a 401k, what you can do, this is what my suggestion would be. to take about 10, you could consider 10 to 30% of what you have already. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? You done already built up that 401k already anyway. Some people got 10,000, some people got 20,000, some people got 50,000, some people even got $100,000 in their 401k. I don't believe that that's gonna be FDIC insured, me personally. So why not have it, that in a much more safer asset that you know is growing? Crypto is only 14 years old. Bitcoin 14, 15 years old. It's a teenager compared to all of the other assets that you can buy out there. Crypto is only going to grow. So why wouldn't you consider taking, if you had $100,000 401k and you take 10%, what's 10% of $100,000? $10,000. So you take $10,000 of your 401k that you have, if you just to try it. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about just to try it and put it in, something like this, and you manage your own. You don't even have to stay in the crypto or the precious metal, gold or silver. You don't even have to stay in it. You can trade out of it. That's the power of this platform. And you literally can roll over. If you got an existing 401k, you can roll over your capital right now. You know what I'm saying? My man Jermaine says he's just signed up and opened an account with I Trust Capital. That's what I'm talking about, family. You know what I mean? Be smart about it. I can go and log into my stuff right now. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just to show you I'm not playing. But you should know that, by the referral link. I sent you a referral link. So, but I'm only doing this for transparency, because people can't sign up and be like an affiliate. You know what I'm saying? And they don't ever have to. I don't know why you want to be an affiliate of something that you don't have already yourself. So one-time password application. Let me see. Oh, I know where I gotta go. I gotta go to my Microsoft Authenticator. See, that's that two-factor authentication, man. You know what I'm saying? What y'all know about that two-factor authentication? This is how you help yourself to stay safe online. You feel what I'm saying? I Trust Capital. And like I said, I'm only doing this just for transparency purposes, so you guys can see that I do actually have an account. You know what I'm saying? So you see me logged in right here. And they want me to set up my secure questions, which I won't do right now. But like I said, I have an account, so I'm going to sign out. That's just to show you guys that I have an account, like I said. So I'm not going to be pumping something to you that I'm already already a part of myself. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. My man Profits for sure. Okay, in the building. My man say, just made an account. Thanks for the link in the info, fam. Yes, sir. You already know, man. That's what I'm saying. If I can help one person on every live that I come and do a live on, then that's what I want to do, to be able to help somebody out. So I'll leave that up there for a second. So being able to help people and give them information from a different perspective, that allows people to make different decisions, beneficial decisions, that can help them and their family for the future. JM said, are they based out of the US? It's the #1 crypto platform in America. I know that. So, you got a bunch of companies that operate in America that's not based in America. So you can do your research on that. It's I Trust Capital based in the US. I don't necessarily know if that matters because they already been vetted by the SEC. Ain't no company that's doing no 401ks around here doing with crypto. And on this platform, they only had the top cryptos on here. They only deal with top 20 cryptos. As a matter of fact, this is why I have my Polkadot and my chain link. I was telling y'all the other day. This is why I have my Polkadot and my chain link. So, I got a few other ones in here too, but my sure bets, I put it in this because I know that I'm gonna win. I know I'm gonna win. So, but yeah, man, I Trust Capital It's where it's at. Like I said, consider moving some of your 401k to the platform. You can start investing. Like I said, they make it easy. They eliminate the costly inefficiencies, the outdated processes. You set up a new one. They do all our IRS tax reporting, and stuff for you, and no additional account fees. Gold transaction fee over spot per ounce $50. Silver, you see 1% buy and sell transaction fees. So you see what it is, because you can actually trade. Like I was telling you on here, you can trade it, so you don't have to sit in some of these assets. If you go in and you buy Shiba, I know they got Shiba, and you make enough money on your Shiba based off of your investment inside of here, and you can trade out of that, turn it back into USD, and then jump into gold or silver if you want to. So you can actually trade on this platform too. So a lot of people like to know what the fees are. There they go. All right, there they go. Nice and easy. How to get started. Click that hyperlink. It'll take you through tax benefits. What's the minimum and maximum per account? What's the difference between this? People like to ask questions like that. I Trust Capital accounts are RAs that have benefits like tax-free transactions and tax-deferred or tax-free tax gains. So you guys who understand the tax games and the tax laws, you can make this make sense for you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's enough about I Trust Capital, and stuff. Um, just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention. As y'all know, we winding down on program time. I'm thank y'all for you the ones who came in, spent some time with me. Like I said, I always definitely want to give y'all much uplift as possible in the way of crypto knowledge. But today we wanted to do a reaction video on Edward Snowden and a couple of the different things that he was talking about on the video. Again, I ask you to go back. I challenge you to go back and take 30 minutes of your time, because you have control over your time. You're the only person who have control over your time. Take 30 minutes of your time, go back and listen to this video, the audio of the video, and try to get a full understanding of what he's talking about in the way of your privacy, because that's the topic of discussion, privacy, and how you are going to be able to navigate these next few months to years to be able to keep yourself as private as possible, when doing your transactions, your crypto transactions, etc., or whatever, or just living day-to-day general life, privacy. So that's what he was talking about. Salute to all of the people that came in the building today. I definitely appreciate that. This program is, these type of programs, what I do, they kind of be unpopular sometimes, but I hope people go back and catch it on the replay, because you're getting some important information. Like I tell y'all all the time, you're gonna get that info on my channel. You're gonna get some uplift and you're gonna get some education on my channel. But it's up to you what you do with that information and how you process it and how you put it to use. You feel what I'm saying? So I want you guys to understand what it is when you come over here to learn Crypto TV. Expect to learn something. Expect to learn something. I create this atmosphere on the guise of helping people. You know what I mean? And helping the people. I'm trying to dumb it down for you as much as possible, but some things can't be dumbed down. You can't dumb down every single thing, because if you dumb down everything, then that's like watering. That's like overwatering something that's supposed to have some good sweet taste, natural taste. So you can't put pineapples in a tub of water and expect pineapple not to have a more watered down taste. You understand what I mean? So that's basically what I'm trying to describe, and how I want to help you be able to navigate these waters. You feel what I'm saying? So come expecting to learn something, get some gems and some knowledge. Y'all ask your questions. Again, you can hit me up at cryptokingcarlos@gmail.com if you still need my ebook, or if you know somebody who needs the ebook. You want to put your kids on it, because it's kid friendly and kids can understand it. I'm talking about those individuals between 13 and 18 years old. They already be playing them video games anyway. You think they're not playing the video games and earning crypto, or they can or have the ability to earn crypto? Some of them know what crypto is because of the dang on game. Why wouldn't you want to help your niece or your nephew understand this knowledge that they're not teaching in school? They're not teaching your kids financial literacy in school, especially if you live in the hood. or somebody will have some family members that go to hood schools. They ain't teaching this in there. So why wouldn't you want to give them a free ebook for them to be able to scroll through and get this terminology and get this knowledge up? Why wouldn't you want to do that? You can bless them. Shoot, I put a little bit of well, I ain't gonna say a little bit. I put an effort into making it to where people can understand it from young and old. I put effort into that, right? So, and now, I'm giving it away for free. I do accept donations for that because, like I said, I put my time and earnest in there. So, I do accept donations, but I'm not gonna beg you for it. You know what I mean? Because what's more important is that you got the information. That's what's more important to me. So that's why, I'm not going to be going out on a limb talking about something, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that. People give on their own, you know what I mean, based off of what they feel is valuable to them. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how we do over here. Learn Crypto TV, baby. You know what I'm saying? So we winding down, like I said. We running up on our 90 minutes. Again, I'm glad that you guys came in today, spent a little bit of your time with me. All of y'all that's watching the replay, thank y'all for watching the replay and stuff, because without you coming in and I'm seeing the views, it's to get discouraging time. But now, in this point of view, I don't even really care because everybody has the crypto market's about to heat up. So I got to heat up, and a lot of these crypto channels, they're going to be lying to you, telling you to do this and telling you to do that. Well, I want to be that place of truth that you can come and say, the Crypto King Carlos going to give it to me real. He going to tell me the truth. You know what I'm saying? He going to tell me the truth, and he ain't going to let me just intentionally be out here trying to, trying to trip me up. Because, at the end of the day, a lot of y'all will never meet me live in person. You know what I mean? But because we have the ability to communicate with each other virtually or online or on platforms like this, you could feel like you know me. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I know some of my people that come in here on a weekly basis or every time I go live. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to be able to have that connection with y'all, and you feel like you can trust, you have somebody that you can trust in this space. You know what I mean? I know when I go over to Learn Crypto TV gonna give it to me real, and he ain't finna lie to me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I need everybody to feel when you come over here. You know what I'm saying? Learn Crypto TV gonna give it to me real, and he certainly is not gonna lie to me. You feel me? And that's how I need people to understand how my channel is and how my channel operates. You feel what I'm saying? So, when we have nights like this where there's not a lot of people on, I guess everybody's just sitting back and then and listening, to soak up some of this reality, because I could sit back here and talk about crypto all day long, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, what's the greater purpose? Why are we preparing ourselves, through this digital medium? How are we going to help our loved ones? How are we going to help our children? How are we going to help the people that all they need is just a little bit of guidance? You know what I mean? They say each one teach one, right? That's what they say. Well, if you ain't teaching nobody nothing, how can you teach somebody if you don't know nothing yourself? How you gonna be able to teach somebody something if you don't know what's going on yourself? You know what I mean? Invest in artificial intelligence. I'm telling you, y'all heard Edward Snowden say it on the video, and he said it real subtle. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all to go back and watch the video. He said it real subtle. Okay? Artificial intelligence is a narrative within the crypto space that you want to have some of your dry powder in. Okay? And you looking at one of them right here on the screen, Hypercycle AI. Okay? You're looking at one of them right now. I'm telling you, man, if you don't take advantage of this opportunity and you let it pass you by, you're going to be upset at your own self. And it's going to be your own fault. You know why? Because you're not going to be able to say that I wasn't told. You're not going to be able to say that I wasn't informed at all. The only thing you're going to be able to say is I made the conscious decision not to take action. But anyhow, we're going to go ahead and end the program right here, family. Again, I appreciate you for coming in, spending a little bit of your Sunday evening with me. You know what I'm saying? If you was going and watching the Olympics or doing some multitasking or whatever it was you was doing, you can go back to doing that. And yeah, look for me to come back on live in a couple of days. You know, I got to start the work week, so once I get situated with that and figure out my schedule and what I want to do and how I want to do it, then you guys will definitely have update on the next live, but it'll be in the next few days because we got to do the reaction on Michael Saylor. I just want to give this opportunity for it to soak in the information that you just got and that you're going to go repeat to go get it again. You know what I'm saying? So you can have it in your system. And then we're going to get on Michael Saylor and what he was talking about because it'll be more towards crypto talk. All right, family. So again, I appreciate you for coming in tonight. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all on the next episode.